Hello, welcome to another episode of my monthly business and personal and any other reflections that I feel like sharing. I am Chloe the Elven Mage, or Chloe Rose of Mystic Hearts, as you might know me. So it's raining right now in the UK. Normally I do these videos sitting outside in nature, so I have the gorgeous nature sounds around me, but today I'm doing it indoors, so I feel very professional. Doing it indoors. I'm also filming it on my desktop computer, which I've never done before, so I'm like, I don't know where to look. Do I look at myself or look at the camera? So you'll probably see my eyes darting around a little bit. So lots of different variables today. I don't know what the quality will be like of this video. I normally do it on my phone because it's got 4K video recording. This one will just be what it is. And also, I thought I would get dressed up for the occasion today because this is like a business meeting, right? I'm showing up for my monthly report, and the director of this business meeting is my inner child and the CEO is my higher self. So I've got to seriously impress them today. So I wanted to dress up. And fun fact, I have been a goth most of my life. It's only been in recent years that I've kind of toned down that darkness within me. And now that I'm fully working for myself, I don't even like saying that because I just feel like life is a joy and I'm doing what I love finally. Like, thank you God, thanks goddess. But yeah, I'm fully working for myself, and that means I can it doesn't mean I can, but it means I choose to now fully honor my inner child, my higher self, honor my darkness, play with my darkness, have fun, be as authentic as possible. I think that is the word that I was looking for. So, July. Wow, I was going to say June then. It has gone by so quickly. I feel like so much and so little has happened in July. I will start off by sharing a few announcements and celebrations. So the first one is I have officially completed and passed with flying colours my 6-month embodied coaching certification. If you hear a cat meowing in the background, that's because I'm cat sitting at the moment, and that is a very bored Luna because it's raining. So I've officially completed it. I got the email saying that I passed the examination, and the exam was a little bit challenging actually because I had to record myself doing a coaching demonstration with someone. So it was like a live recording of a coaching that had to cover, certain variables in order for me to pass. So it was like, gotta make sure I do it right. But it was with my wonderful client, Maria, who very kindly agreed to be my guinea pig and my volunteer for the video. It went really well and I passed with flying colours. I got really good feedback. So now I've got my graduation in a couple of weeks and I get the certification, which is super exciting because I always had this thing about coaching in the past. It felt very sort of, I don't know the way to describe it. I just didn't resonate with many coaches that I saw speaking online or on social media. It felt not very genuine and not very authentic for me, and I don't resonate with a coach telling you what to do and how you should live your life. And that's what really excited me about embodiment, because my history, I started out on my spiritual entrepreneurship journey in the yoga world. I got my yoga teacher training certification almost 6 years ago now. And that is very much about embodiment, right? Being in the body, becoming as aware as possible of your body. It is truly a journey of awareness, yoga. And that's what embodiment is. It just expands out beyond yoga, which is something that I've really been craving. I love yoga, but there's so much more to me to give, especially using my voice. And so that's where the coaching comes in. using all of these embodiment tools and practices to support people in coming back home into their body so that they can be aware of themselves and start making choices that are from this like centered, grounded place rather than from the head or from other parts of the body, leading through bodily sensations, but most importantly, leading through the heart from the North Star. So yeah, and learning actually how to coach people and learning how to become trauma aware. That has been a really incredible part of the course now, understanding trauma, understanding when it's actually best to help someone seek professional help that goes beyond my level of expertise, but then also understanding trauma, and how to really embrace people differently and just understanding trauma on a deeper level. So it's felt really good to learn that and understand that and have that as a part of what I offer, because especially with the quantum healing, a lot of people can come with big trauma, and that's where the entities and the attachments and the parasites can come in when we have so much trauma and so much darkness and heavy, dense energy within us. That's where these attachments come in, and there's so actually much trauma, childhood trauma, past life trauma even, that we have along our lifeline actually shut out from our memory and our consciousness. So it's like we have this trauma locked away in dark corners of our body. We hold it in physical matter in our body, and that is most of the time what actually causes physical dis-ease and ailments to come to the surface as a sign and a signal that there's something that we're holding on to that wants to be felt and wants to be released. So yeah, it's been a challenging 6 months, I have to say. I have like so much newfound respect for people who decide to go back and study and go to university and things like later on in life after they've had kids or whatever. I mean, I'm only 35. I still consider myself pretty young, but going back and like studying a practically full-time course, like it was full on, this studying, it was a lot. It was a big commitment, and realized, the power of the brain and how much I had to focus on this. So yeah, there were times when I was like, do I even want to continue this? Is it worth it? And now that I've passed and I'm down to the last few weeks, I feel proud of myself, and learning the embodied practices as well has been super fun too, like dancing, martial arts, yoga, improv comedy is like the best thing ever. It's definitely connected me more to a sense of silliness and spontaneity. So yes, these are some of the incredible tools I have learned and now am certified to share with others as a part of this embodied coaching certification. So just taking a moment to celebrate myself on that, because I actually rarely celebrate myself, and this has just been something that I've been kind of doing behind the scenes, because I think that it's, you don't want to, I didn't want to share this with people until I'd completed the course, till I was certified, have all the tools and the experience, because I've been sharing the coaching with volunteers ongoing now for like 4 months. So yes, that's really exciting. And in terms of business, July has been such an interesting month, a really interesting month. Lots of cogs and energies have been working to, I would say, unravel my working schedule. I've been an entrepreneur for the past 5 years, building up my business and putting the building blocks together with absolutely zero training or professional help whatsoever. I've been failing forward, as they say. And it goes up and down, up and down. There's moments of extreme abundance and moments of tumbleweed, right? And I, a couple of months ago, was at the point where I was ready to really expand my business beyond the yoga and beyond all of the things that I do. And I was working like 6 days a week, but some days it would only be 1 or 2 hours. And yet it felt so fragmented and restless and just all over the place. And my incredible friend and dear mentor, John Vinny, helped me to kind of take a step back from this and such a bigger view, and realize that the work that I do can actually be condensed down into 3, maybe 4 days. So the universe has been giving me this space to breathe. I have let go of a couple of responsibilities that I had previously, it feels great. It doesn't feel like I'm missing out on financial opportunities or money. It actually feels like a relief to have let them go, to let go of those ties and those responsibilities, so that as I said, it feels like this unraveling of my schedule, making all of this space so that then I can say, okay, here, here, and here, those are the days I'm going to dedicate to my one-to-one client work, and then a day or a day and a half towards my creativity, so crafting and painting, poetry writing, singing. I'm going to actually have a full day dedicated to that in my diary. And then 2 or 3 days of just free for fun, for travel, for socializing, for being spontaneous, putting my hands on my heart and on my womb and saying, what do you want to do today? Let's do it. So that feels really exciting. And it's been an interesting journey because this has been such a quiet month for me financially. But for the first time, actually, that I can remember throughout my entire journey with this business, this month, I have not worried about money. And that does not mean that there has been moments where, my bank balance has been low and I've been like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get this next payment covered? Normally I would start freaking out and clutching at straws and getting really worried and panicked and freaked out. But I know better now to know that fear actually deters away abundance, because fear blocks us down. It puts us in this protection mode, saying, no, I don't want anything. Like, I'm not going to receive anything. It's like this armor that we put around ourselves, saying, I'm not ready to receive. I'm not in this state where I'm actually ready for abundance. So fear and worry do not serve anything. I love this phrase that I heard, that worry is like praying really, really hard for exactly what you don't want. And it's such a difficult journey to get to the point where the financial abundance dips and you don't worry about it, right? And what has been a really beautiful, deep inner lesson for me this month is that, a lot of people say abundance is all about joy and about happiness and following your joy. And yes, I agree, because your aligned actions to bring in abundance is all about following joy, 100%. But then there's kind of a level or a layer, let's say a layer above that of allowing yourself to drop into this state of peaceful calm that is so unbreakable, because you have full and utter faith that everything is going to be okay. And actually full and utter faith that everything is going to go beyond your expectations, like miraculous unfoldings, having full faith in that. Because when we reach that level, that's when we're being our most authentic, because that is when we know without a shadow of a doubt that we are these immortal beings that are of God, that are of Source. Yeah, but it takes a journey to get there. It takes a journey to get there. And what I found and what I'd love to share with you is that what we allow into our personal space, into our body, into our mind, into our being, into our lives, can have an effect on this level of faith and inner peace. So I've been having a lot of clear guidance from my guides this month. And that's another blessing from having this cleared out schedule, because I've been spending a lot of time on my own, you know, not having to give my voice and my energy to others, which I love and I cherish. But also there's so much beauty in that peace, in the time in between of the driving and the having a day when I'm like, I'm all alone and I have nothing to do. And it's then when just this different type of energy and realization comes in. And my guides have just been reminding me, you know, that my body is a vessel, is a temple for my soul, and my soul is a divine spark of God. So is yours. Everyone who's watching this video, I am a reflection of you. And therefore, how I treat this temple and this vessel is going to be a reflection of how connected I am to my soul and my soul's essence. So I've been really given a lot of strong reminders about clean eating, how I think, how I talk, what I surround myself by. So many reminders. When I first really dive deep into the spiritual journey, you know, I went for it. I was like a strong vegan, so many things, went completely sober, and I'm just being reminded of the reasons why I did this, and a reminder of like, less is more. Less is more. Less is more. Slow down. You can still be a human and enjoy life to the fullest. But less is more, less is more. What does the body want? What does the body need? What does the soul want? What does the soul need? What does the heart want? What does the heart need? And I did find that I was falling slightly back into some old unhealthy habits of eating or consuming in a certain way that was distracting me from my emotions. And emotions are just energy in motion, remember? We don't always have to attach thought and meaning to things. Sometimes we just got to let that shit go, let it flow. And we can't do that if we're stuffing our faces with heavy, toxic, chemical-laden foods, alcohol, drugs, suppressants, certain types of entertainment, right? Less is more. That has really been my motto for this month. Less is more. Less is more. That went on such a rant. But also talking about finances, July's been a funny one for me, because in terms of one-to-one clients, it's been a very low month, and yet all of my means have been covered, personally and in my business, almost subconsciously. And that again is another reminder that it's so sacred to just rest and be and trust and keep going and keep flowing. Don't worry. Use this time to be creative and have fun and try new things. So that's been amazing. And what is new this month? Oh, I had an incredible, this is worth noting actually, an incredible one-to-one in-person ceremonial offering with one of my clients. She reached out to me and specifically said she wanted in person. I told her how much this would charge. In person is a bespoke service, but she's going through a huge transition in her life, and hats off to her, because she was ready to commit herself energetically, emotionally, and financially to this one-to-one. And it was about 2.5 hours in a ceremonial style where I went to her house. We did a very in-depth oracle reading. We did some coaching and some sharing, which went so deep that it had us both in tears. But she really got to the place where she answered so many of these questions that she had, that just she was felt so overwhelmed by on her own. So that was amazing. And that's what I really do with my work, is give the power into my clients' hands. I empower you, right, to remember how powerful you are. And it takes someone else to hold our hand with us on the journey so that we can remember and we can come back and step back into that power and that immortal essence that's within us. And then we did a really deep quantum healing journey, like an inner child healing journey. And then I finished, I have this really powerful heart activation potion. We worked with that. It helped her to do some heart healing. Yeah, and I gave her some tasks moving forward, how to integrate from the session. And it went well. Already she is having so many benefits. I can't share the personal details because she hasn't given me permission. But she has shared with me that she has been doing all the integrative steps every day. So like waking up and going into her garden. She said she's been doing that intuitively, putting her feet on the grass, journaling and writing every day. She said she's been doing movement practices and talking to herself out loud, because that's something that we brought out in her session, was actually talking to herself, having a conversation with herself. So many exciting things. So that was amazing. And she's already booked in her follow-up session. That's going to be towards the end of September, to continue this deep life-changing work. And I kind of had this reflection of like, we could go out for a fancy meal at a restaurant and not even blink an eye at maybe spending £100, if we went out for some drinks after or whatever. I don't drink anymore, by the way, but thinking of, another paradigm, past live versions of me, I would go out and not blink an eyelid at spending like £200, or a weekend at a festival, whatever it is, spending that money. And yet when it comes to spending £200-300 on a ceremony, like healing ourselves, there can be so much resistance. It's like, oh my God, I am not worthy of this. I can't afford this. All of that is just a program, by the way, because I was in that same place, and now I know and understand and value the importance and the power of spending big amounts of money on my own healing. And because of that, then it allows me to align with those people who want that same level of deep healing on themselves. So it's just such a beautiful reflection of the work that we do on ourselves, and the investments that we put into ourselves will then come back to us, and it will flow to us, and it will have a reflection on those around us as well. And that's what's happened with my client. I've said to her, everything that you do and invest into yourself, it will ripple down the generations, and it will ripple up the generations. So that was really beautiful and really powerful. And I had an amazing session with one of my prize winners of my competition. She had a one-to-one soul expansion session. So that was beautiful. So feeling really good, feeling happy, feeling blessed, feeling grateful. And also I've had some time to work on my website. I have 2 new services now. The first one is a one-to-one oracle reading. This is available either as a recording or a live session. Recording can be so much easier, because you don't have to find a date that suits you. You can just select the first one available. It's a half an hour to 45-minute reading. Same price. It's a fixed price, because I understand that this work on a deep level can be quite expensive. Trust me, I know that from investing my own time and money into this. So I wanted to offer something that's slightly more affordable with the oracle reading, which goes in deep. And you may find that the reading guides you towards a healing that you need, and that's okay, but it might just give you some answers for a healing or steps that you can start working on for yourself. Or it might be this divine confirmation of what your guides have already been telling you and shaking into you. So yeah, that is now available on my website. It's under oracle reading, it's under online bookings. So that is available to book now. And also mystical embodiment is a new service that I offer. Again, this can be one-to-one or as a recording. If you do have it one-to-one, you will get a copy of the recording, because it is basically a personalized practice for you to embody whatever mystical creature wants to come through for you right now. Okay, so it's a lot of fun, and this is combining all of the many tools of embodiment that I've gathered over the many years. So there'll be some breath work, some yoga, some embodied tools, meditation, maybe some laughing, some speech, some singing, mantra, you name it. Like, I don't plan these sessions, I just tune into it, and it's very flowing. And really fun and mystical and whimsical. It's not like yoga at all. It's just so much more free flowing. Yeah, and fun and joyful. And it's a practice that you can do whenever you want to drop into that embodiment. So super exciting. So look out for that. I will be sharing a recording of that one soon, so you can get more of an idea of how that looks and how that feels. But that's there and that's ready for you. And yeah, just to let you know, for August is going to be a very, very busy month for me. I'm going to be at three festivals, and I'm house sitting. So my schedule for one-to-one work is very, very, very limited. There's probably maximum 3 slots per week, probably more like 2. So if you do want to book in a session, get one booked in. And if you want a session, feel free to drop me a message. If you do want to get one in before the end of the summer, before the end of August, I will give you a 10% discount because you've made it this far in this video. And also, something that I wanted to offer you is a payment plan. I do offer this for my services. I just don't talk about it so much publicly, but I have been helped and supported on my journey with the option of payment plans. So if you really are in need of a reading, a clearing, a healing, or you're really, really drawn to any one of my services, but you only have a limited amount of money at the moment, please just drop me a message and we can figure out a way for you to pay. I completely understand what it's like where you really want to do something, but you just are not quite there yet with the abundance. Drop me a message, we'll figure it out, we'll make it work for you. Yeah, and it would just be an honor to work with you. So for August, let's talk about the words that I want to embody. For me, September is, especially in England, that's kind of the time of the year when everything starts getting a bit serious again. That's when schools go back. That's when, like the summer holidays have finished. People go back into work mode in the lead up to the winter period. So in preparation for that, I think I want August to be exciting, mysterious, and adventurous. Really getting the juiciness of summer. Yeah, exciting, mysterious. I want some mystery. I'm ready for August to surprise me. So exciting, mysterious, and adventurous. So I'll check back in at the end of August and let you know. I can't remember what my words were for July, so I'll have to check back on the video. I should have checked in before. And then let's talk finally about creativity. So the one thing that I promised, and I feel really bad for this because I have not kept my promise. The one thing I promised in my last video was that I am working on a creative project that I would reveal in this video, but I have not yet started it because I just don't quite have the right tools to start it. So I'm going to promise now, because of the state of affairs in August, it's going to be festival, in-person, sociable. I'm going to rewire that promise to, by the end of September, I'm going to reveal to you this artistic crafting project that has been something that has been on my radar for like 6 months now. But it's all divine timing, and in winter, coming into the autumn season, that also seems like a beautiful time to begin a cycle of creativity. I'm not going to be out in the woods as much. I'm not going to be at festivals. There's going to be a lot more time indoors to really get creative. So that's that. But I did do another painting in July, and I will share that in a short after this video so you can see it. It was a painting for a friend, and I had so much fun painting it. It was joyful, playful, mystical. I still feel like I'm very out of practice when it comes to my painting. So yeah, I'm still in practice mode, but I'm loving painting. I'm really enjoying being creative again, and I have a lot of songs and poetry that's on my heart. So watch this space. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and may August be abundant, miraculous, exciting, mysterious, and adventurous. I love you so much. If you've made it this far in the video, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you for your support. Let me know if you like my look today. Speak soon. Lots of love.